morning to you, and welcome back to today's JRPG Weekly Update. I'm SuperDerek, and we have some news to go over. But first, I just wanted to let you guys know that your JRPG fan translations are safe. For now. Who knows, in a few months, weeks, years? We'll talk about that in a little bit. First, let's talk about the Indie Corner, because Dot Make Studios, a solo indie developer, announced an 8-bit RPG with what appears to be some Dragon Quest inspirations, and they call it Splintered. This is a word from the developer. They say, this is a unique RPG where the villain randomizes the world with each defeat. Start with the classic RPG experience, then delve into shifting worlds where the overworld items and enemies shuffle, creating new challenges. Conquer these worlds to unravel the story and make your way to the final showdown. So it sounds roguelike-ish. This is really interesting, and I dig the style. I think it looks faithful to the original Dragon Quest kinds of games, visually that is. Looks like it's going to have some deeper menu systems and combat, so keep your eyes peeled for this. There's no release date or launch window announced at this time, but go check it out on Steam and add it to your wish list, because I hear from the indies that it really, really helps. And from developer Shadowlight Sanctuary, they've announced Kill the Shadow. This is an alternate post-world divided city where the players take on the role of Detective Agwang. You use your eloquence, your intelligence, and your ability to rewind time or even violence to investigate and deduce various bizarre cases, unraveling a shocking secret behind them. Justice or love? The decision is yours. This is a really beautiful looking indie RPG that the trailer just sells the world for me so much. I love it so much. It's coming to PC sometime this year, but we don't really have anything more definitive than that. There is, however, a demo currently available. I haven't checked it out, but if this looks beautiful to you as it does to me, I think you'll be checking it out soon. Also, we got an update on the indie action RPG Tako no Himitsu, which is a Game Boy Advance inspired RPG that reminds me of a mix of like Golden Sun, Mother 3, and Terranigma? It's an action RPG that has heavy puzzle-solving elements. And this is the description from the developer. Wild animals are disappearing, the mysterious Temple of the Order is on the rise, and shadow voids are suddenly populating the land. Gather 6 heroes and their octopus companions and work together to save the world consumed by the secrets of its past. The game met their Kickstarter goal in just like 3 days, and it still has about 5 days left as of the time of this review, not review, but this video. So go make sure to check it out, because they've also released a demo of the game, which I did play and I really enjoyed it, and that's why I was thinking a little bit of Terranigma, like the gameplay, the combos, the move set reminds me of that. It's not as fluid as Terranigma would be, but that's okay because it's still brand new. Like, it's still in early development, and I think that I will be sharing my thoughts on it soon, so stick around so you don't miss that. Now, this next one comes from developer Chief Rebel. It's a new studio that's comprised of veterans from World of Warcraft and Diablo and many other titles, and they've announced a new online game that they're calling Fellowship. And I still stuck it in the indie corner, but it does seem like it's full of veterans of very large developers and like Blizzard and other studios. So anyways, Fellowship, according to this studio, is a multiplayer online dungeon adventure game set in an exciting fantasy setting with endlessly scaling dungeon runs. Players must focus on working together as a team with an emphasis on skill, cooperation, and strategy to defeat bosses, collect loot, and work together to overcome ever-present challenges. So this game is going to attempt to blend some elements of MOBAs as well as action RPGs. It isn't really my cup of tea, but it does seem like the kind of thing that I hear some of you guys might enjoy. It is RPG adjacent, so, throw it out there. Now, the game is not subscription-based. And it is also not a free-to-play game with, or freemium, So it's coming out sometime on PC in 2025. So, if you're into MOBAs or just action RPGs and you want to play together with a bunch of other people online, this might be the sort of thing that you could get into. So, as for me, it's probably not for me, but hey, go check it out. Now, we also have some ports and re-releases to talk about today, starting with the Nintendo Switch Online service. It's going to be adding a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team on August 9th. This is a mystery dungeon kind of game where, the enemies on the field move only when you move, kind of like Shiren the Wanderer or Lufia 2, if you've ever played Lufia 2. Now, this is the Game Boy Advance version of the game, not the deluxe remake, which is also available on Switch, so this is a little bit of a confusing choice. Like, of all of the things, why this? But whatever, this is cool. I know a lot of people are really excited because they do love this game, and maybe you don't want to play the remake. So, it's coming to Nintendo Switch Online on the 9th. Also, Utawarerumono Zan has been announced as coming to PC via Steam sometime in 2025. Now, this was released some years ago, but now it's coming to PC, and it will support English, Japanese, and traditional Chinese language options. So keep an eye out for that if you're a fan of the Utawarerumono series or the Sakura... what was it called? Sakura Wars? Yeah, I think they're part of the same universe, so except this is the action RPG version. Check it out if you're interested. Now, finally, we're gonna come in and talk about the big guns. And in this case, it's really just the demo that released for Visions of Mana that is now available on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and the Xbox Series and PC consoles. Well, PC consoles and then PC. Anyway, I already released my first impressions of Visions of... during my video, I kept accidentally saying Trials of Mana. My brain was just all kinds of scrambled. But anyways, I released my first impressions of this game based on the demo, and my experience was really good. I played on a PlayStation 5. I've heard from some that the PlayStation 4 suffers a bit and that the PC version is not exactly as well optimized as it probably should be. Hopefully those issues get sorted, but based on my experience, things were pretty good, and I'm looking forward to eventually getting my hands on the full version of the game. As far as questions that I got about the demo, a lot of people wanted to know if it's ever coming to Switch. That's not a question for me to answer, but my gut instinct is telling me I wouldn't hold my breath. The Switch is a 7-year-old console that was already based on hardware that was 2 years old by that point. We really gotta get a new Nintendo Switch, a Super Nintendo Switch, if you will, from Nintendo before I think a lot of these other systems are gonna be able to, before these newer games are gonna start supporting Nintendo again. Hopefully that'll be soon. Nintendo says that they're going to announce it by the end of the year. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Visions of Mana, if you have a way to play it, preferably PS5 at this point. If you've got a way to play it, go check out. The demo looks great. And the game itself is coming out before terribly long here, sometime August 29th, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Alright, so I've held off long enough. We can finally talk about the big community news, which is your fan translations. They're safe for now. Usually, you would be able to go onto romhacking.net and pick them up. However, unfortunately, it is with a heavy heart that I must tell you that due to some dramas and pressure and other reasons, the owner and operator of the site, I believe their name was Nightcrawler, has chosen to end the site as it stands right now. Yeah, and we're not going to actually talk about any of the drama or anything surrounding this because honestly, it's none of our business, and I kind of also don't care. So I'm not gonna talk about that. But they did release a site database to the Internet Archive, which is great. This includes the database and the download files, and also all submissions other than news are now currently closed, so you can't just submit anything other than news to the site. All sections of the site will remain up as a read-only format for the time being, and downloads and images are currently available also just for the time being, but who can say for how long? Because it's currently being funded by a team that is, it sounds like, on some shaky ground with Nightcrawler. So, anyways, they're paying for that portion of it for the time being, and the forum will also remain up. However, they also indicate that their Twitter and Discord affiliations have ended. So, yeah, it's complicated. And it sounds like everybody is kind of on the same page that there's not really a good alternative at play at this point, and that's really unfortunate. So while you're able, I highly recommend that if there's any fan translations that have been released that you just know that you're gonna play sometime, it might not be a bad idea to go grab those now, because a week from now, 2 weeks, a month, a year from now, at some point they're probably going away. And without a clear successor to the throne of romhacking.net, well, it's kind of uncertain. So yeah, go check it out. Get your your ROM hacks, your fan translations, and yeah, brace yourselves, because this site that's been around for like 20 years or something is going away, at least in its current form. The site itself, like I said, will still be there for news and stuff, and the forum, which is also, I think, one of the more active portions, but you're not gonna get any new releases there. So yeah, it's tricky. Anyways, I hope that things come to some sort of conclusion, but as for today and this video, it has reached its conclusion, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, be sure to get subscribed so you'll see the next one that comes out next week. We got some big news that I cannot yet tell you about. Oh, but I got some really cool stuff on the horizon, and you're not gonna believe it. Until the next time, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day, everyone.